code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
Can you give me more info on that call? Just clearing another call. I'm headed over there. Closing fast on a vehicle that matches the description. That report party? All units go to condition 2. Piled into a rig, stand by. I'm gonna try to get in front of this guy and slow him down. 016, 1023 with the pursuit.
What's the second one? There is no second pass.
What's up, guys? The Crypto Otaku here. Here I am again, back, and another great day for myself. Not an ad in the dystopian future. It's happening. It's happening, and it's starting with me this year. I lost my job. AI's coming for you and your jobs. We're gonna get into that later, but I am out of a job today. Looking to sell my house and right off into the sunset. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Bitcoin, of course, hitting $102,000 today. Oh man, we got alcohol is now cancerous. Oh my, what else is gonna happen? 2020's just suck, guys. Just sucks. I want to dive into all the nitty gritty and of course all the metrics we look at every single day. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Holy crap! Another day, man. Another day. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go. All right. Let's get started. Bitcoin sitting at 101.9 now. We just had a run up right during the show's live at the the intro, right? 103 basically 109.9, 109.8. Let's get the dancing mascots out of here. We're looking at 103, 102, basically 103, 102.75. We just kind of pushed back off of that right before the live. Looks like everyone wants to kind of settle down for the market close. Still looking pretty bullish here, but we can look at the metrics here in a bit. Take a look at, of course, brought to you live by Kimbo the White Snow Lion. Don't pay for something you can get for free, guys, right? Don't be stupid. Throw some more of that money that you could have spent into that glorious subscription into some Bitcoin. Brought to you live by Kimbo the White Snow Lion. Yeah, I'm shilling this damn place. Dude, look, I love Kimbo. I love Kimbo. Anime reference on my show any day of the week. And this is one of my favorite ones to bring to you for free. Of course, looking at the current buy and sell levels where the Bulls and the Bears are fighting off. Pretty damn strong tonight. Holding on to that 102 gain level. And now starting to kind of crumble. Looks like they're pretty much at a standstill at 101.8. All the way back down to, we can even fall back down to 105, 101.5, something like that. We can look at the Bitcoin chart real quick just to get an idea where we could fall. But, I mean, come on, guys, come on. This is a pretty damn nice pump today. I think we can deserve a little bit of a pullback. Holy crap. The last few days have been insane. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the week that we're sitting at 110K. We're beating out a new all-time high, right? Trump's coming in next week. We need to get a little bit of that market buy-in for a potential market sell-off. I mean, everyone's expecting that. Come on. It's obvious at this point. I don't think we're going to get anything happening day one. If anything does, it'd be glorious. But that's the narrative right now, right? And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the current narratives. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin as it tries to hold on to that near 102 level. All right, let's get into the rest of it. And I'll come back to Kimba later. And of course, bring you the heat map for free. Don't you forget? I'm not endorsed. I'm not endorsed by this at all. I just love it. Anyway, 36 trillion, $318 billion still sitting at the U.S. national debt. It's not stopping. This is the same number we looked at. Pretty much the same number we looked at on Friday. Nothing really big to see here. I think we went up maybe 3 to 5 billion by it since then. But we're not slowing down, and I've got some stuff pulled up to show you a little bit later. What's going on, of course, with our debt? Who's buying our debt? I think at this point, everyone knows the game's up. The jig is up, right? The jig is up. 2025. Fear and greed looking for the stock market's looking in kind of red in fear. 37. This has not moved at all since the end of November, early December. So stock fear and greed is still waiting on the collapse of the legacy market, right? Nvidia, Mag 7, are all outperforming everything. Low caps really have moved at all. I think that's pretty much a huge warning sign for the traditional markets, right? And we're not living the traditional marketplace, right? We live in crypto, where all the new money is made, right? Where all of the new investors are going to be. The wealth transfer, right? So, of course, looking at that, we're looking at Crypto Fear and Greed Index sitting at greed. 76 in greed. Let's refresh that real quick. 78 now. Look at that. Boom. Another 2 points in a split second. About a half hour since I started preparing for the live stream. But yeah, we're still sitting in extreme greed for fear. Nothing's slowing us down. December's been crazy. Huge rally, right? We're still not as high as we were a month ago. 108 was our previous all-time high. But all the other cryptos are rallying. We just saw tons of new time highs. I'm going to go into that. Of course, Sui being a big one. We've been chilling since the end of last year. It's a big one, and yeah, watch out for that. We're going to go into that here in a second. Let's get through all the metrics, guys, first. All right, dollar sits at 108.3, still not coming down enough yet. So we got ways to go, right? Dollar's still strong at the moment. When we start to see a little bit less fear in the stock market, there's going to be, oh man, I forgot about that too. The Fed came out and gave us some news today as well. I've got that on the lineup as well to go through. That's one of the reasons why the dollar is holding up so well right now. But I think we're going to see a big pullback once, the fat lady sings, and that is, of course, the money printer go burr. And, and of course, the dollar will fall, and Bitcoin will rise, and crypto assets and risk-on assets will be on, right? All right. Everything pretty much on the green today. A few little things here needing a bit of a pullback. Virtuals, of course, has been running like crazy. We've been covering that for the last few days now. So yeah, that deserves a pullback. But yeah, I mean, look at this. AI 6Z is still running. Still running. Oh my God, 26% basically on the day. That's crazy. Dot's up 1% today. Sui's up. Sui's down a little bit today. A little bit of a pullback, but we'll get into that here in a second as well. Even Pengu's up like 9%. What the heck? Everything's looking pretty good today, guys. Everything's looking pretty good. All right, market cap for Bitcoin dominance still sitting at above 50%. We need it to go under 50%. Why? So the altcoin's gonna freaking run, so we can make some more money, so we can move that into Bitcoin. If that's your game, right? That's my game. But yeah, we need to make more. We need this to come down, and yeah, Bitcoin's got the largest narrative right now. I don't know if this is gonna pull back until after Orange Man's in office, and after maybe the orange narrative fizzles a little bit, right? That's what we're kind of waiting for. So keep an eye on that every single day. All right, and then my favorite metric, guys. Ooh, it's juicy. Every day I get so excited to look at this one. This is how many Bitcoin are left across all exchanges. And again, I just want a friendly reminder. This is just what people have on exchanges, right? This is not accounting for everyone holding in their wallets, right? This is just what's on every exchange. Some people don't have wallets, right? Some people don't have like hardware wallets like we do, or we can, safely just have it in cold storage. No, a lot of people still let the exchanges hold their bags. And this does count for that, right? So there's a lot of people even hodling on exchanges. As crazy as it sounds, keep that in mind. But this is going down lower and lower every single day. We look at this, 2.2 million. I think we're up we're up a little tiny bit from last time we looked at this. We were right down to 2.19. So still right around the same ranges. But these is incredible low numbers, of course, available for you to buy. Not just you, 8 billion people have that much left, right? Right? Yeah. Sad face, man. That's all that's left. All right, moving on. Okay, by market cap. What are we looking at? Top 10 cryptos. Guys, what has moved? I don't think anything's really moved. Cardano still sitting at number 9. Tron still sitting at number 10. Avalanche holding on to number 11. Sui coming up. Look at this. Sui is number 12 now. We were looking at this last week. It was like 15 or 16. This just keeps breaking the bank, man. Oh my god. I pretty much allocated everything I can back into Sui at the end of last year. This is kind of where we're at. And I've got some more news to push on you for Sui. Danny's in the house. Yo, Danny. Well, how's it going on? Hopefully your bags are packed. Hopefully you guys aren't doing anything stupid, right? Hopefully you guys are ready to make some money here in the next few months. This is going to be crazy, man. And of course, making the right moves, man. We got to start taking our profits. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to start taking profits. After today, damn, dude. I mean, I'm getting closer to my $1 million target. A lot of people are going to be millionaires this year. All right, moving on. BitcoinTreasuries.net. Of course, we're looking at the big three, right? The big three. MicroStrategy still sitting at new buy-in today. $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, sitting at 4,470. My God, 447,000. These numbers are getting too crazy, guys. And I think that roughly about 1,000 Bitcoin they purchased today. And then, of course, we got to go over the big kahuna. iShares, iBit, Bitcoin Trust. BlackRock sitting at 551,000. Grayscale sitting at 205. And Fidelity over 200 as well. ARK still sitting under 50K. What in the world? Come on, Kathy. Come on. Keep up, man. Keep up. Of course, Kathy. I love Kathy, man. She's really one to push me into this. Her and Michael Saylor. But anyway, accumulation zones for Bitcoin. That's where we're in right now. In the accumulation, we're not even still cheap, guys. We're not even still cheap. Not even hodl territory. Not even in the beginning of the max bubble. Is this a bubble ? Territory, right? We're nowhere near that, right? And for us to get into still cheap territory, we'd have to get to a target price of $125,000 to get into still cheap. Guys, we're still early. We're still freaking early. All right. Top 10 assets in the world. Bitcoin still sitting at number 7, nearly, approaching Amazon. Just a little bit of a kick. We need probably, $150,000 Bitcoin to basically outpace Amazon and Google. And then we'll be taking out Microsoft and Nvidia at the end of the year. Possibly. We'll see. Let's see how far we can run. Japan. Okay, let's get into some of the news. Japan's Metaplanet to expand Bitcoin holdings by 470% in 2025. Metaplanet, again, is, of course, the largest MicroStrategy adopter, right, to this MicroStrategy Bitcoin strategy in Japan. And they, of course, are, doing the same thing. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy where they've gone. They're the top performing Japan stock in the whole damn country. And all they had to do was just put Bitcoin in the balance sheet. And I don't know why. Microsoft and Amazon and everyone else didn't just already jump in on this. But yeah, Metaplanet Incorporated, a Tokyo listed investment firm, plans to increase its Bitcoin holdings by 470% in 2025, targeting a total of 10,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. That's their goal. That's their game plan, right? That's their game plan. Alrighty. And then, of course, we got the Bitcoin surges past 100K today. That's what's going on. I got some things to go on about this. Of course, we hit the the year-to-date high of 102K, but we're still nowhere near the 108K. And I think there's some big things on the horizon that are going to push us far beyond that. As what happened today with the Fed. Came out of the Fed. Danny says, we are just chilling, packed, and ready to take some profits. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that, man. Because, Jesus, it's been a long ride. A long ride for most of us, man. And we need to start taking some profits off the table. And this year is, I think I'm going to do about, I'm going to wait till probably next month, February. Start taking like 5%, maybe every week after that. We'll see where we go. We'll see how far we go. All right, so yeah, that's what's going. Basically, what happened today. You guys know what happened today. If everyone's covering the same damn thing. Makes this big buy of 2025. You know, MicroStrategy, of course, and yeah, bricks. We're talking about bricks. This is the big one I want to talk about because we're talking about the dystopian future here, and everyone knows the jig is up. The dollar is donezo, and yeah. AI's coming right around the corner with the fourth industrial revolution. It's right around the corner. And BRICS will prioritize its alternative payment systems in 2025, aiming to reduce the reliance on the US dollar and boost its trade to local currencies under Brazil's leadership. And I mean, it's the writing's on the wall. Everyone's talking about this behind the scenes. One of my favorite people in the investing space. What was it? Clear Value Tax, brought to you by Clear Value Tax today, said this today about what the Fed came out with, which was their report on how much the government has to step in to basically spend in order to prop up the economy, which also leads us into more inflation and more dollars printed. So here was a great explanation of this by Clear Tax Value.
So I want you to think about this. The US government this year is going to overspend by about $2 trillion, right? So that means that they're going to have to sell $2 trillion worth of treasuries to finance the deficit, okay? But you have to remember, well, I don't know if you knew, but there's $3 trillion of treasuries that are maturing this year in 2025. So on top of the $2 trillion that they're going to need to sell, they're going to need an additional $3 trillion, so $5 trillion in treasuries total that they're going to have to sell. So the concerning question is, who's going to lend all this money to the US government? Who's going to do all the buying of all these treasuries? The problem is, if there aren't enough buyers of US treasuries, then you know what's going to happen? The interest rate on government debt is going to go up to attract a sufficient amount of buyers. So the Europeans bought up an approximate net 300 billion of US treasuries last year. So that's the red line. So what is their appetite going to be this year to buy up more treasuries? The blue line is China. They are done lending money to the US government. As you can see, this chart, it goes back to 2012. They've been cutting back on their US treasuries for the past few years. And here's some of the biggest holders of the public US national debt. So US Treasury holdings. Foreign holders, 8.67 trillion. US mutual funds, 5 trillion. Federal Reserve, 4.3 trillion. US individuals, 3.1 trillion. US commercial banks, 1.7 trillion. US private pension funds, 1.1 trillion. US insurance companies, only 630 billion. Essentially, the big question is, who's going to absorb this increased supply of treasuries in 2025? And you have to remember that the Federal Reserve has not been buying, and they're trying not to buy more for as long as they can hold out. So
that's what's happening, guys. That's what's happening, right? We can't keep the game going forever. And I'm running out of damn bills. I gotta go to the bank. I keep burning all my money. But yeah, this is ridiculous. I mean, the jig is up. Everyone knows. We have again social media spouting crap like this constantly, right? It's no secret anymore, and that is why we're moving into the dystopian future, where AI is coming after your job. And if you're a driver, a telemarketer, a lawyer, an accountant, a data entry clerk, a writer, a journalist, a bookkeeper, a receptionist, a bank teller, a factory worker, a customer service representative of any kind. Guys, I was just laid off today. I was fired today. I'm a statistic now. Yeah, fast food workers especially. They're coming for you first. Dude, it's happening. It's happening faster than ever. We got freaking robots now you can pay with crypto that are dropping freaking drinks off. I mean, just go on X and search. It's crazy what's happening. And it's not going to stop here. And yeah, and I like to always finish off with, of course, your fans and your family members, your loved ones, right, are no exception to the rule. We've got AI basically replacing people left and right. There's kids now that worship these meme AI bots, right? They're talking to them constantly, replacing their friends with AI. It's already starting. And then the bedroom, guys. The bedroom, of course, is going to be the AI sex robots are coming. They're going to replace all your loved ones with all the fancy things you can't do in the bedroom. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. Yeah, so it's coming. And I'm there. I lost my job today, guys. It really happened. It is what it is. But we're going to make enough money in crypto. It's not going to matter, right? Hopefully. All right, moving on. All right, so more Metaplanet. And, of course, bricks, right? Bricks. So I know you guys are probably sick of hearing it, but yeah, it's going on. Alrighty, and of course, this is a shout out to Metaplanet. This is the statistics of last year's performance against every Japanese stock, right? It's no secret. Buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin. You outperform literally everyone in your field, in your expertise. Even if you're a citizen, right? You're outperforming the rest of your friends and family, your loved ones. It sucks. I hate it. I try to tell everyone I know. No one will listen to me, but it's right there. The writing's on the wall, man. God. Okay. Enough ranting. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is to resign today, and he leaving room for pro-Bitcoin leader Pierre Poilievre. I am probably butchering that, but I don't speak French. Maybe just not yet. Maybe one day. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced he will step down from his position to a move sparked by mounting political pressure as parties faced with likely to be defeated by the upcoming elections. Pretty exciting stuff. And I've got stuff to show you on that, guys, a little bit later when we get into X. But he's very pro-Bitcoin. He actually did the Trump. We'll get into that. Well, he did the Trump thing before Trump. All right. So as he steps down, we're gonna get probably a Canadian pro-Bitcoin prime minister, which is exciting because they're our brothers to the north. In New York, they're right above us. Yo, I mean, come on, they're right there. All right, moving on. Sui hits again. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it, guys. This is basically moving in to be maybe the top 3, top 4th, L1, right? We have to talk about Sui now. You can't ignore Sui now. It's a $5 milestone, $5.3, right? As analysts eyes, 6.3 next. Today this reached new all-time highs. It's been reaching all new all-time highs over the weekend, guys. This has kind of been killing it the last few days. Analysts project even higher levels, and the strong market momentum. Sui gains 30% profit as it breaks the first target, signaling more growth potential. Why is this happening, right? The big question is, why is this happening? And I know a lot of people haven't really done the research yet. It's a huge narrative because Sui, again, if you guys aren't familiar with Sui was created by Meta in conjunction with Aptos. Those two blockchains were created for Meta to kind of introduce Web 2 into Web 3. It's just an easier way to get, the normies onboarded, right? We're trying to get the normies on. This is the biggest problem with adoption in crypto is trying to get the normies into adopting this stuff without even knowing it, right? And so the big thing about Sui is that's what it was built on. That's what it was built for. It was built for freaking Meta, Facebook. Everyone says Meta, Facebook. So if you go to Sui's website, you can see some of their, again, they're shilling their own product, but basically zero gas fee paid by the user. It's got basically 300,000 transactions per second. It's not we've seen bigger numbers, right? With other blockchains, bigger TPS, but a solid L1 against all the other L1s is doing pretty damn good, right? The closest one being Solana. And then, of course, the fastest blockchain on Earth, according to them, right? According to them. I'm not saying they are. But, this is, again, this is what everyone's seeing right now, right? And, of course, it has 8 million active wallets and 100 million in bridged USDC, which doesn't really matter. There's so much freaking, stablecoin money floating out there. But, that's what's going on with Sui right now, and everyone's waking up to it. And they're starting to see, memes starting to be adopted onto it. We're getting a huge gaming narrative being developed on Sui. So I think this is going to be the one you don't want to miss. This is what I saw this start to move up. I think around somewhere from like $1.80 to $2. I'm like, I got to get in on this. I started allocating some of my bags into it. And it's been running. It's been running like crazy. And to me, it just reminded me of Solana last cycle. A lot of people are saying that. But it also reminded me of Avalanche, too. Avalanche kind of like underperforming Solana last cycle. Now is probably going to outperform some of the other ones because they're more well-known. But I think Sui is definitely going to be the sleeping dragon you don't want to miss. Godzilla's gonna wake up out of the water. It's freaking Sui, and yeah, it's gonna make bank. And again, it's still like I've covered it many times. It's still one of my top 10 picks for a 10x. Right? Again, getting harder and harder as we get higher and higher. But my original target for this coin last year was what, $30? We might be looking at a little higher now, right? We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's what's going on with Sui. Crazy, don't miss it. If you guys, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, not financial advice, but I'm getting flashbacks from 2021. It's crazy. All right, let's go on. I had to cover this too. I lost my job today, and it reminded me of this. The one coin I lost money on. It wasn't that much back then, but it was a lot for me back then and when I was a normie. Back in 2020, 2021, I lost about $200 to $300 worth of Terra Luna. And Do Kwon's victims could exceed 1 million now, as the court filing says. I'm a victim. I'm not expecting that money back. But but anyway, Do Kwon, his criminal case could estimate that Terraform Labs could potentially have impacted more than 1 million victims. I thought that number was interesting because I didn't think it would be that high. Again, crypto adoption was a lot lower back in 2021, so I thought that number was pretty big to me. In the grand scheme of things. So I did want to share that today. Again, we haven't talked about Do Kwon in a while, so it is what it is. And he's still rotting in prison. I think he's getting another sentencing hearing this year. I don't know. We'll probably see him again before late. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. We always have to talk about Robert Kiyosaki. Why? Because he's an old man who adopted Bitcoin. He understands the fundamentals. Why not? I admire that from our previous generation, the boomers, right? I admire that from a boomer. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki says Bitcoin and the precious metals are set to explode as he still calls for that everything crash, right? We've been talking about this for like the last year and a half. It's been going in the grand scheme of things. There's going to be a great market crash, right? And how can you be so bullish on gold and silver and Bitcoin, asks the interviewer. And Robert Kiyosaki says, because the idiots running the Fed, Treasury banks, and the Wall Street only know how to print money. As we just talked about, the Fed, their answer to fixing the economy, if anything were to happen, is to print more money. Which makes things worse. And there's no way to avoid it. Because in order to keep inflation at bay, and people happy and rioting in the streets, right? Dystopian future craziness. They're gonna have to print money and give it out to people, and it's just gonna be great for crypto assets and Bitcoin. And you get, the drill. Eventually, it's gonna break, and the poor are gonna get poorer. So, so he says, when fake money is printed, the rich and who own all the assets get richer, and when the poor and the middle class who save the fake money, right, they get poorer, and due to inflation and taxes. Let inflation make you rich, not poor. I agree on that. Save gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Take care. Crash is here. So he's already saying the crash has already started, which you can see the fear I just showed you in the stock market coming. Question mark? I would say after the money printing gets a little out of hand. I think after everyone wakes up to maybe the strategic Bitcoin reserves of the entire world, nations, right? It's not just going to be America. China's already making freaking progress. We talked about that last week. So they're already using, the BRICS are already using their nation's resources to mine Bitcoin, which is pretty much as good as printing money to buy Bitcoin, right? Pretty much. So yeah, that's what's going on with Robert Kiyosaki. A new update from him. Of course, Rich Dad Poor Dad, greatest all-time seller. I loved his book. I read it when I was younger, but it's still a great read. Anyway, moving on. All right, let's get into some of the stuff I got ready to share with you guys for Bitcoin in crypto in X. This of course is did I not click on the right one? Yeah. This of course is my Twitter. Guys, if you guys don't follow me on X, please follow me on X. I'd appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, do all the things down below. I've been here for a year now. I got a year next week. It's gonna be exciting. I'm super excited, humble, and can't wait to be a millionaire this year. All right, so let's get into what I got pulled up for you. Of course, this morning we woke up to this. we woke up to that again, and it was great. Not quite 105, but 102. We'll take it. We'll take it. And then tonight we just hit basically 103 again. So yeah, and then we got Andrew Tate. Jesus, he's saying some more crazy stuff.
Driving talent away.
I love this.
Why do you have an online business?
Basically, just tearing a hole into the UK, tearing them up. I'll play a little clip of this. I liked what he had to say here.
Brand new tax code for cryptocurrency will be introduced, working with industry leaders to encourage investment in this innovative and world-changing technology. Because currently the UK is being left behind. You can't even buy cryptocurrency from a UK bank. They are being left behind. Bitcoin's the future. America's going to adopt it. Everybody knows it. And as usual, the incompetent, lazy, slow leadership we have to endure inside of the United Kingdom will be 15 steps behind when they finally accept the inevitable truth of things like Bitcoin. And it hurts the British people. It hurts Britain's competitiveness. It hurts the British economy. And enough is enough. All of that has to change on day one.
I hate to say it, man. I used to really dislike Andrew Tate, but my God, these days, he's been putting out some good stuff. I love what he was saying before Christmas about what's the incentive to invest in anything else but Bitcoin, and what's going to be, the outcome with the capitalism and with the markets. What's the point? What's the point of anything after? Once you know that you can literally just throw all your money at Bitcoin, it doesn't matter anything else. It's just not worth it. So yeah, he's been putting out a lot of great stuff lately. Abdul Cindy, thank you, man. I appreciate the follows. I definitely, man. Thanks. Well, just gonna keep going at it. I got a lot of changes happening this year. I just lost my job today, so I'm gonna be selling my house, moving the studio somewhere else. I'm not quite sure yet, but I've got things on the back planned in the back rooms. So thanks, I really appreciate the support. Jim Cramer says, I think a 90K was the next level for Bitcoin, right? Remember when he said that?
No,
right? When he said that, like, what was 2 days later, we went right back up to 100K. That's great. I love how we still keep the inverse Kramer going. And then this came out today as well. Anthony Pompliano out there, preaching the good word, man.
And look who's here. Anthony Pompliano. He knows a lot about the crypto business. And he says, good morning, Anthony. He says Bitcoin is the new S&P 500. Okay, make your case.
Well, if you look at what the S&P 500 is, it's really a benchmark for most investors. And if we look in 2024, only 4 or 5 different hedge funds actually outperformed the S&P 500. So it serves as this great benchmark to say, are you doing better or worse than the market? But the problem with the S&P 500 is that it doesn't trade 24/7, 365. Bitcoin does. And Bitcoin is also a very large asset with a very liquid market that is constantly trading. It's the most sensitive asset to global liquidity. And the younger generation is now using this as their benchmark. And their theory is that if you can't beat Bitcoin, you have to buy Bitcoin.
But there's room for 2 benchmarks, isn't there?
It's exactly what I was just saying. And the young generation knows it. I love it. And we're talking about young. Unfortunately, it's more the 30-year-olds, right? It's like the Gen X and slightly into millennial, right? That just figured this out. And now everyone's just trying to catch up around it. But I think he has a perfectly good point. It's the younger generation following into this. So we are getting that wealth transfer, which is great. This is why I started the show. I wanted to try to get out there and preach to the Gen Zs, man. You got to start investing now. And we did hit a couple of them. We got a couple on live on the show a few times. But yeah, it's just hard to get. And not only that, the female demographic is still not in crypto yet. We got to get out there. We got to get our fellow brothers and sisters involved. All right. And we got Trump's chairman. I appreciate the... it's pretty amazing that, Abdul Cindy, that you say that you're unemployed and full-time crypto now. That's awesome. I might actually go that route too. We'll have to see. I have some side gigs on the side I can probably still do. But I've always said that if I ever lost my job, that I would probably be a full-time crypto trader. I'm pretty good at the charts, but trading, I haven't really dabbled with that into too much since 2022. So I've got a little bit to go back into, learn in that realm. He also says that I started mining in 2012, and it's not really there anymore. Yeah, it's harder to do that. I think you need what was it, like $80,000? Oh, that was before Christmas. It was like $85K to mine 1 Bitcoin now. So it's not really worth that. So no need to trade, just hodl. I agree. And then, Crypto Corey says, welcome back, Crypto Corey. Let the FOMO begin. I love it. I love it. President Trump's campaign chairman says, is celebrating 100K Bitcoin. You will be celebrating much higher, he says. Much higher.
Look at Bitcoin as part of, as he said, the strategic reserve of the United States. So I think there's a lot of exciting times ahead. To those of you who are celebrating the $100,000 Bitcoin, you're going to be celebrating much higher very soon.
Yeah, we're just getting started. This is like everyone in his freaking his cabinet is pro Bitcoin. I love it. I just can't wait. Yeah, and of course, 101 Bitcoin this morning. Out of bed, wearing the llama pajamas. Oh yes, I felt it. I know you guys felt it too. Flashback. Oh yeah, and I wanted to share this too. Simply Bitcoin shared this with us today on X.
Shawarma with this Bitcoin. You ready?
Hold on, I'm just creating your invoice.
He's creating me an invoice right now. Now listen.
Who did it first?
Oh, yeah. Make sure to include the tip in there as well. By the way, what is on this shawarma?
Oh, deliciousness.
Deliciousness. An extra serving of deliciousness is exactly what we need. And by the way, do you use Canadian food when you make your shawarma? Is it Canadian sourced?
Everything here is local, actually.
Local, made in Canada, my friends. All right, let's do it.
And there you go, guys. He bought shawarma back in 2022, according to Simply Bitcoin. The new Prime Minister of Canada, most likely, Prime Minister of Canada, pro Bitcoin, and did it before Trump. So I thought that was really interesting. And there's some more, little clips of him on TikTok. Here's one here where he's basically asking people, Canadians about inflation, just some general.
What are the steps that need to be taken to fix the damages done to inflation?
First and foremost, stop the overspending. Inflation, high taxes, deficits, high interest rates are all symptoms. The disease is overspending. When governments spend too much money, there's only three ways to get it. One is to raise your taxes. The other is to borrow, which means that they'll tax you more later on. And the third way is to print money. Now, printing money seems like a painless way to pay for things, but it's very simple. If you have 10 apples and $10 in the economy, it's a bucket apple. If you double the number of dollars in the economy to 20, you still only have 10 apples. You're not twice as rich. It's just that each apple costs twice as much. And that is a tax on the working people because it chews up the purchasing power.
Clip there, but basically he goes into how, the banks are basically killing us with inflation and it's never going to stop and we should just hold Bitcoin. Honestly, I burn money here on the stream as a joke. Guys. My mic is dead. There we go. It's not lit up, but it's working apparently. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, all I was trying to say was I burn money on my show, for fun. But like seriously, if we were to start burning money, it would actually help the dollar. Just saying. So yeah, that's of course Canadian Prime Minister elect, hopefully pro Bitcoin. Like I just can't wait. I just can't wait for more of. Bitcoiners to get in seats of power, right? Seats of power. Then we had, of course, this. I wanted to kind of reiterate this. We talked about this last year, but
and you just burn the key.
Michael Saylor basically saying he's going to burn his keys. I don't think we need to really go over that. But if he burns his keys, basically helping everyone else because it's again less Bitcoin for everyone else. So making Bitcoin, of course, appreciate. So it's a noble standpoint, I think, towards the end of your life. If that's the route you want to take, or if you're like Michael Saylor and myself, don't have any next of kin, that might be a good contribution. All right, and then of course, I want to get into the dystopian future side of things. More London police, you know, coming after citizens basically because of BS. You know, like you're shit posting on X or Facebook, and they're coming after you because you made someone feel threatened or unsafe or you know, anxious. I mean, it's crazy. So Elon Musk actually tweeted this, right? It's crazy, and he says, "You have finger guns, but we have real guns." Okay, it's true. I've got quite a bit of real guns, but I don't know. I just don't feel like Elon Musk should be saying these things, especially when he's moving into. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, so yeah, getting back to the chat, guys. I'm sorry, I had the mic freak out. And it's still weird not having my LEDs going. But yeah, was that utility coins gonna fly? That's right, guys. This is a utility run. I think at this point you need to start leaving some of your meme coins at the door. Not financial advice. But I think you want to take some point of this narrative and run with it. You need to make money off of this damn thing. You know, you don't want to be sitting on your hands at the very end, sitting on Doge, and all of a sudden, you know, Elon Musk says something dumb, or maybe the left pushes their agenda a little too far into the right, and bashes Elon and the Doge thing. And I mean, it's a good idea. I thought about buying a big bag of it right before the election, or right before this all blew over. But I just can't. I feel dirty buying meme coins anyway. I know the true utility is going to happen, and I want to be like deployed in that when it takes place. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. 100%. Yeah, and you guys. World reserve currency, and it will go to $1 million. Sailor has some crazy bullish predictions. Yeah, I think so. I think Bitcoin will get to that $15 million target like he's talking about. What was it, 2040, 2050? I think that's a no-brainer. I still run with the theory. The original theory back in 2020, 2021, when I got involved in crypto and Bitcoin, that Cathie Wood's original prediction. She was one of the first ones out there. It was crazy, right? With her and Arthur, whatever, I forget his name. We're basically saying that Bitcoin was going to be going to $1 million by 2030. I think that's still a great target. I think now it's kind of being defeated. I think it's going to go before that, maybe 2028. Cathie Wood's previous prediction, I think, was like 1.5 or 2 million dollar Bitcoin by 2028 now. So, yeah, I think that's where we're at. And then, of course, Abdul Cindy says, dirty is right. Yeah, those are meme coins, man. Feel dirty, but you're going to feel dirty either way when you're making all this money, and all you had to do was just sit there and hold, right? All you had to do was be a patient mofo and just sit there and hold your bag. So anyway, it's scary what's going on with the UK right now. And again, like, what the hell is happening across the world? Well, you can't even say, like, I hate dogs. He's animal. You know, he's against animals. Go get him. You know, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't say anything on the internet anymore, apparently. Anyway, and then we've got New Market Capital CEO explains why on CNBC how Bitcoin-backed loans reduce their risk. This is huge milestone.
So you're going to give
according
them
to CNBC.
right. Term financing. For, and how long's the loan? Just 10 years. 10-year loan. Okay. That's right.
At above market rate or below, or what's
no market rate interest rate? I'm just trying to slow the whole thing. Okay, now let's introduce the Bitcoin piece into it. That's right. So no, explain how the Bitcoin piece then relates. So the loan has been provided.
The use of proceeds is to pay off the existing financing. So
the use of the proceeds
of the loan
is
to retire the existing mortgage.
Right. So there's an old mortgage.
Gone.
They're going to pay the old mortgage off.
It's been paid off.
Okay.
Now they have a little bit extra money to make some improvements in the property.
Right. So a little bit extra cash. So the amount of money you've lent pays off the old loan.
That's right.
It's also you have a little bit of extra to fix
improve
stuff up.
The property, fix stuff up.
Yep.
And then with the remainder, which is a little bit more.
You're a little extra,
That's
extra
right.
turn.
And that, instead of cash out, it's Bitcoin in. And we use it to purchase some Bitcoin and add it to the collateral package of the loan. So now our loan is supported by...
It's a long, drawn-out explanation, but basically, it's the self-paying mortgage, right? It's the self-purchasing mortgage. You don't have to do anything. All you do is throw Bitcoin at it, and it'll pay off itself. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point, and people that haven't figured this out yet are now it's starting to click. Hey, if this appreciates at least, 15% a year, like, that's Van Eck's bullet, or I guess base case prediction, you know, Michael Saylor's 35 to 40%, you know, prediction, APY, right? 40% APY. You could pay off literally anything on the planet in a matter of 5 years. It's crazy, depending on how much money you throw at it. But yeah, at this point, I mean, all you have to do is have so many amount of Bitcoins and you're set for life. At some point, it's going to be 1 Bitcoin. At some point, it's going to be 0.1 Bitcoin. And it's going to be 0.01 Bitcoin. Like, we're going to get to the point where it's just going to be silly not to hold this asset, right? And then I got to get into the big dystopian future one of the hour. Here we go, guys. This is what I'm drinking tonight, too. I lost my job today, but I'm still drinking. I got a bunch of bottles to burn through, but I am going to probably pull back a bit. I'm still doing a little bit more of my own research into this. I don't know what the narrative is. You guys see this? Alcohol cancer link. U.S. Surgeon General calls Dr. Vivek Murthy is calling a cigarette-style warning label to alcoholic beverages. I got tons of these damn bottles, man. I like my drink every once in a while, especially with you guys. I like to drink when I socialize. So yeah, new advisory links alcohol to 100,000 cancer cases a year. This is what drove me insane. 100,000 cancer cases, right? And it just linked a, you know, some sort of connection to them. It's 100,000. You know how, and this is just the United States, right? Just the United States. We have 300 million plus people in the United States, right? And I think there's 10,000 Americans born every day, which equates to, I don't even know, man, like, stupid number, what, like 36 million a year? I don't know, big number. But anyway, 100,000 people that are connected to this. I do not think that this is, again, we've got 2,000, 3,000 years of people drinking spirits, right? The Vikings did, the Romans did, all the peasants, it didn't matter, the kings, the queens, everyone drank. Turned water into wine, Jesus, right? We're talking about everyone, right? Everyone drank. And we didn't have these giant cancer rates like we have now. It's the food. It's the food that's killing us. It's not the drinks. Maybe you're susceptible because your kidneys exposed. I'm still reading the research papers on this, but I just wanted to bring that out there. It just got me all worked up because I don't think having a drink is really limiting your lifespan if you're just going to have a casual drink once every day or two. Like, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So yeah, I just want to point that out. And again, this is a great one. Never forget what they took from us, guys. This is a woman in 1980 going to the store, and that's $20 worth of groceries. Probably not. Probably it's obviously there for comedic effect. But yeah, her home was probably worth 15 grand. Maybe 30. I don't know. It seems a bit low as well. But yeah, they took that from us, guys. They took the American dream from us. They took it from, what did we say? Oh no, what did I say? Not what I said. It's what Jerome Powell said last year in his 60-minute interview, right? And I have the clip. I love this clip. If I can pull it up and show you guys if you haven't seen it before. But it's one of my favorite clips from Jerome Powell last year, where he basically says, here it is, Jerome Powell. Boom. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Bear with me, guys. There we go. There's Jerome. What do you say?
The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable fiscal path, and that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy. We're borrowing from future generations. The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable.
We're borrowing from future generations. It's what he said. It's exactly what he said. And no one made a huge big deal about this. We didn't see like the Wall Street Journal running with this. Like no one. Everyone keeps it in the back burner. Shh, quiet. Shh. Well, he said what? Oh, we're stealing all the future generations' worth and value. Yeah, they are. Purchasing power is gone for the Gen Zs, man. I'm sorry. It sucks. We took all the purchasing power away from Gen Z. And that's where we're at now. That's where we're at. All right. God damn, I had a ton of stuff to go over. Holy crap, guys. And then Jack Mullers. He came out with this. This is exactly what I am due every single day. And I love this little clip. It's about a 2-minute clip. But basically, he says, if you guys want to check out the clip yourself, he says that basically he's done with dollars. He doesn't have any dollars anymore, right? He basically lists up credit cards. He pays them off, cycles his money back in from Bitcoin or crypto. Specifically, he's a Bitcoin only guy. He's Lightning Network, right? Lightning Network founder. Yeah, so he's Bitcoin only. Goes directly into crypto, into fiat. Through credit cards, and never has to touch a dollar, right? He just uses a credit card as he needs it and pays it off. And I do the same thing. I don't pay it off though, but yeah, I do the same damn thing. And I have barely enough on my bank account just to cover my expenses. That's it. That's how I get by, and that's how I make a ton of money. It's no secret. Michael Saylor is the one who figured it out first. So. And then, of course, we got Simpsons predicted that Bitcoin's going to infinity. Oh, yeah. You guys believe in all the Bitcoin, the Simpson conspiracy theories. There it is. And then GameStop's going to $1 trillion, too. I love that one. That's so funny. A few days ago, of course, we got ARK that just bought in 222 million in Bitcoin. And I don't see it. I don't see it. They're still not 50K in their ETF, right? So they're probably doing that, for the company itself, not for their assets under management. Okay, and then I wanted to cover this too before I forget. Hawaii. Look what Hawaii's talking about.
Places like this on 4th Street Mall actually accept the digital currency Bitcoin, and it's as easy as paying with any other type of payment.
Easier and inflation-proof, crypto fans say, since there aren't any transaction fees.
Confirmed. Oh wow, there was a strike.
Like the SWIFT system?
Awesome.
At least for the resellers.
Concept and ideas behind it.
Drip Studio in downtown Honolulu is one of a few businesses in Hawaii that accepts Bitcoin and has become a de facto hub for the now unregulated local crypto industry.
Yeah. Perfect.
Joe Kent of Grassroot Institute is a regular. The think tank pushed the state to lift regulations on cryptocurrency companies, no longer requiring them to have a money transmitter license as of July 1st this year. Because crypto doesn't rely on banks to verify transactions, advocates say it offers economic freedom and a way to hedge against inflation.
We've already seen the cost of...
Yes, that's pretty much all we need to see there. But yeah, Honolulu, guys. Freaking Honolulu. Oh, it just keeps going. We just keep steamrolling the narrative, guys. And then January 4th, BlackRock and Fidelity bought 6,000 Bitcoin worth $609 million. Bitcoin's going to 150,000, guys. Ask Crypto said it. He said it. All right. Enough of Twitter and X. But I did want to check on this though. It's been a while since we looked at Mr. 100's wallet. Mr. 100 wallet is now basically just looking like, a bot trading thing. I mean, it's basically not accumulating literally anything. It's like 54 cents the last 10 days. Pretty much doing nothing. So I did want a quick deal another update. It's been a while since we looked at Mr. 100. It's been kind of flat. It's been kind of flat in action. I think he's waiting for Trump to get in office. All right, and then we're getting into the trends. Last chance to look at the normies. Okay, there we go. Tom Holland, Justin Trudeau resign. Yay! Somewhat relative to our space, loosely. Bird flu back, man. Birdman back. What in the world? HMP virus. God. Trump inauguration. Don King. We can at least get some political stuff in here, some marketing stuff in here. But yeah, pretty much just done. Vin Diesel. Oh, Vin Diesel. He must be in a new movie or something. I don't know. The normies, man. All they care about is celebrities and sports. That's it. They don't know what's going on with the markets. They don't know what money is. And then we got Bitcoin interest over time. Still waning from our all-time highs. We're basically at all-time highs today. Close enough. Anyone searching Bitcoin today? Still flat. What am I going to do? I don't know what else to do. I scream from the rooftops every day, and no one listens. Anyway, that's, of course, the normies on the day. Let's get back into Bitcoin real quick, and some other crypto I want to kind of mention. Damn, I still don't have my notebook. I still want to go over the top 10. I'll go over them again with you guys, but I've got more of a direct narrative with my my notebook. But anyway, Bitcoin right now looks like we did fall down a little under during the live stream on our support level. Bouncing right off of, still pretty healthy though. Still bouncing right off. No, we're actually a little higher. So we made a little bit of a higher low here in the last 30 minutes. Bouncing back to 106, 1016, sorry. These numbers, man. I can't even get Bitcoin to display anymore on my freaking ticker, right? Like, look at this. Right there, 102.03. What am I going to do with that? It doesn't even display 100 grand anymore. So yeah, gotta work on that at some point. Get a new ticker or something. But yeah, anyway, Bitcoin 101,955. Big numbers, guys, big numbers. We're gonna get into bigger numbers soon. It looks like we're trying to bounce off of maybe the macro trend on the day. That might actually happen right now, or we might fall back down and retest 1017. But we are getting a bit of a pullback as we're talking, right? This is on the 5 minute. We usually look at the 15 minute. And yeah, it still looks pretty good. I think in the long term, I cannot believe this is so short term, guys. My God, we could still come back down and go back down to 99 again, like pretty quickly too. But I don't know. I feel like everyone is pretty bullish. Everyone's in the narrative. Everyone's in the groove. I'm not seeing any really big patterns either, other than just a bull flag on the day. It's a really short-term bull flag. I mean, we could kind of skew that into where we are now. But yeah, this plays out. We're looking at 3 a.m. something like that. Usually that's what we look at, guys. We look at 3 a.m., 9 a.m. 12 p.m., right? And then inverse, right? 3 p.m., 9 p.m., 12 a.m., the same thing. So those are the key time frames in which all the volatility basically moves. Just those three numbers, guys. Just remember three freaking numbers, and you know where we're going to either see a big, massive dump or a pump. And usually, and the foreign market sees that we had a good day, they'll dump on a good day. On a good night for us in America. You get the idea, right? It's yin and yang. Yin and yang. Whole market. So with that being said, so what tonight I think is going to happen, we're going to bounce around here, right? Until we hit about 3 a.m. This is right around here. This is not actually lining up like it usually does. Like, I think that little dip we just had threw us off. Usually it ends up right around 3. I can't make this stuff up, guys. It's like almost every day. This one's a little off today, though. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to play around like that. Maybe see a little bit of a sell-off, sell down into these lower levels. If we can't get back up above 102, 102.1, we're going to probably go back down and retest closer to 101, 100. Maybe be a key support level to look at. There's not really much to say it's much there, but I mean it's there, right? It's very short local support. So that's what I'm looking at tonight. I'd say bull case scenario. We'll do base case scenario. We just do this, right? Like we normally do. And then somewhere at 3 a.m. we might pop up here and then pop back down and retest 101. That's what I'm looking at. And then so we'll make that. That's our base case scenario. Bull case scenario, we break right on up. Next time frame we're looking at is right now, 9 o'clock. So in 2 more minutes we'll know, right, if we're going to see more of a positive momentum in this market overnight, or a bearish, a bullish or bearish one. So we just got to wait a couple minutes. But with that being said, let's take a look at heat map real quick, just to see if anything else is going on that we don't see on the chart. Let's see if I can get one going. There we go. There we are. All right, so it looks like, 101 is looking at a really big buy-in right now. 101.9, basically 102, all right? So 101.9's got a little bit of a buy-in. And then there's pretty much nothing after 102. It's pretty, getting a little heated now. I would say, yeah. I mean, everyone's pretty much buying up anything under 102 right now. That seems to be the big priority zone to buy in. So with that being said, I I'd say we're probably going to have a little bit of a bullish momentum into the evening hours as Japan's waking up right now. I think it's like 10, 11 o'clock right now, maybe even closer to 12, lunchtime in Japan. They're going to want to buy in some on their lunch break, right? Take advantage of this before it's back to 108K or whatever, where we are with Trump in office next week. So yeah, let's do a bull case scenario and then a bear case scenario. I love bear case scenarios; they're fun. Bull case scenario, and come back up here, come back down. I'd say somewhere right around here. We just kind of work our way up and then break out at 3 a.m. That would take us to what, like, we have to backtrack a little bit. Probably what, 103. 105, I don't know if we're going to go that high. I would say 103.5, something like that, 103.5. And that would be around 3 a.m. Into maybe, it would probably take about 3 a.m., 4 a.m. maybe to play out. So we kind of come up here, retest, break out, and then something around there. And then come back down and retest. By the time we wake up in the morning hours, I'm almost there. Dang it, I was so close. 9 a.m., of course, when we open up in the morning for the American markets, we like to pull back, right? I'm just going to leave it there. It's not going to be as close as I think it's going to be, but, I mean, we've seen this move so many freaking times. I'm going to make this one orange. That's our base, that's our bull case scenario. And then our bear case scenario is... we're gonna come up here. We're not even gonna break on down. We're just gonna break on right down, bounce off of there, and then in the morning bounce down even further, back down to 100K. That's my bear case scenario. So either way, it's gonna play out. It's gonna take the whole night to play out till about 3 a.m. Midnight, 3 a.m. Somewhere around that, we're gonna start to see a bigger move. This actually plays out right here at 12. Again, a lot of volatility at 12 a.m. in the Eastern Standard Time, right? So we could see that bounce. It's crazy how this works out. I just see things, man. It just happens to work sometimes. We'll see how this plays out tomorrow. But this, of course, will bring our base case down to 101, 100, something like that. I gotta make that yellow again. In the morning hours when we sell off. And 102 on the bull case and 100 on the bear case. So that's what I'm thinking for Bitcoin tonight. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow. I'm usually pretty good at these, but as we get crazier and crazier with these narratives, man, it's getting harder and harder to predict the market. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Again, I want to do just a quick mention of my favorite top 10s. Get back in the chat real quick. See anything what guys are talking about. Anything else? Looks like. Abdul Cindy says so many places in San Francisco used to accept Bitcoin, but then they speed slowed down, so the fees got expensive. Yeah, they did. But I mean, Lightning Network's still cheap. Lightning Network basically is they're just gonna spend all the Bitcoin and settle at the end of the day, right? So basically, you're just kind of like spending fiat anyway, or on a ledger like credit. And then they just settle at the end of the day, so they just pay the one fee at the end of the day. That's how I understand Lightning Network anyway. So you don't take on the large transaction fees like you would on saying a normal transaction on Bitcoin. So yeah, I see I see a big future for Bitcoin still for Lightning Network. I wouldn't personally use it, right? I like my Bitcoin sitting there accruing value, but. In the future, when we get to the law of big numbers and Bitcoin has plateaued, it makes more sense. I want to buy some big things or small things with my Bitcoin then. But we're just going to have to wait and see. So yeah, that's what I got going on tonight, guys, for Bitcoin and the news and crypto across everything. But right before I go, I do want to mention, the top 10. My top 10 picks still for safer, close to 10x, not quite 10x's anymore. Maybe 8x's on most of these. Still 10x possibility on Jasmy though. Jasmy hasn't hit 5 cents yet. Again, but I want to just quickly run over those real quick. We've got number 1, Sui, and these are no particular order. I don't have the order, my notebook with me. But Sui, I think, is a great potential. Guys, it's come back down from 25 cents now. It did have, of course, its all-time high, 5.3. Still not too late to get into Sui, although it is getting close. Look at this crazy macro trend we've been following on the parallel channel. Look at this. It hasn't stopped. It just keeps running. It hasn't invalidated this at all. So we could pull that down. It's amazing. We pulled right back down to that middle target right there. Look at that. It's crazy. And so we were probably going to retest there and keep running, bounce right off of that $6 Sui by the end of the week some point. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? This market's freaking insane. It's crazy. All right. So that was number one. I've got Jasmine, of course. Again, no particular order. Although this is my favorite freaking coin, guys. Jasmine. If you guys don't know what Jasmine is the democracy, your freedom, your freedom. God damn it. It is your data democracy, right? Your freedom coin for your data, right? You want to make some money off your data here in the near future. Jasmine coin is your token to do that. Anyway, Jasmine is sitting at basically 4 cents. It's got some time to get back to its 6-cent target. That's where we've seen the year-to-date high last year. Getting close to that 8-cent target I had at the end of last year. We didn't quite get to the 10-cent I really wanted in December. All right, so that's, again, one other big pick. I think that coin has potential to get to at least 45, 50 cents next year. Or this year. My God, this year. What am I talking about? Ethereum. No, it's not one of my top 10 picks. One of my other top 10 picks is AVAX. Don't sleep on AVAX. AVAX still coming back down, coming back up. I still think there's a $300 AVAX out there. Not quite a 10x anymore, but damn near close to one. ADA, right? Cardanzo, still a pretty good pick as well. I think this coin's going to do great things. I think it's definitely get higher than $10. That's still a 10x, right? Come on. ADA is going to be making some money for some people out there. Dot's a sleeping dragon, guys. Dot in the United States right now is getting a lot of financial support. A lot of backers, a lot of investors are flocking to Dot for rewards-based systems in our U.S. retail market, right? Starbucks has already partnered with them. TikTok is already looking to be bought out and run on Dot. I can't say enough about this dumb coin. Not a huge fan of it, but there's a lot of great narratives, and I think it's a great place to park some money and make some huge gains. All right, Matic, of course, not even called Matic anymore. It's just Polygon now. I don't know why the ticker still says Matic on this chart. But yeah, 52 cents right now. I still think this damn coin's way undervalued. Great potential. Huge run last cycle. At least $6. Still 10x from here. Come on. 10x, guys. We still got 10x's. It's crazy. We still got 10x's in the game. H-bar. Look at this. H-bar ran up like crazy. Oh, my God. Look at this crazy bull flag. It still doesn't It's still in the same pattern I drew last year. It's awesome. 31 cents. Right now, I'm looking at like at least $2.50. That's closer to a 10x, but still $3. I mean, I'm trying to do these safely for you guys. Try to make some safe money, safe bets, and not do anything crazy and risky out of the top 100. These are great plays. Fetch still looking good. Tons of news coming out all the time. Huge AI play, yada, yada, yada. $23. I'm calling for a $23 dot. This is, dot. Fetch. I think that its possibility is very, very plausible, and it's still not over a 10x right now from where it's at. Render sitting at $8.75, $50 render. Getting harder and harder to get that 10x on render anymore, right? So, again, some of these are getting farther and farther out from when I originally predicted we're losing the 10x potential. But can it go beyond that? Yeah, sure. I think render could probably even go up to maybe $100, $80 even, right? $80, $100. I'm trying to get safe output for you guys, right? Safe in, safe out. That's how I do. That's how I make money. It's safe. Make it safely. Don't be running these, these shit coins with no utility that aren't going to run as high and pump and dump as quick as you can even get the money back onto the exchange from your hardware wallet, right? $23 right now currently for Link. Potential for $100. I think this coin has ran drastically since the beginning of the year. So I don't know, man. 10x for this might be harder also to get. It's still one of my favorite top picks. And then we got Graph sitting at 24 cents. currently. I have a target of somewhere between a $3.50 or $5 graph, which I still think is closer to a 10x as well. Again, we haven't invalidated a lot of these. I'm still going through the list. My God, guys, there's a lot of coins to make a ton of money on. Near Protocol, $6 right now, $60. Look at that, perfect 10x right now if it hits my target. Still a possibility. Algorand, another sleeping dragon. It's got the same pattern. Look at the same freaking pattern as H-bar. It's crazy. I gotta draw that before we forget. But yeah, basically same thing on this as well. $40 Algorand right now. I mean, the sky's the freaking limit on this damn thing. It hasn't ran at all. At all. Look at this. Hasn't done nothing. So Algorand, I think potential for $4 is pretty likely, as long as it gets backing and potential. Again, it had a great commercial. It's one of my favorite crypto commercials this last year, right? When everyone's putting out the ETF commercials, Algorand put out one where they're at a checkout. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. You guys can look up it on X. Anyway, it's really cute grocery store checkout thing. I think that might be it. Those are all my top picks, guys. Those are still all my top picks. I think they're still going to do great. Some of them aren't as great as others anymore, but potential still in the market. It's not too late. Getting harder and harder as we go along, but it's not too late. So place your bets, make some money. Not financial advice. It's going to be a great bull run. Oh, God. That's it. It will be. But don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid for the bull run. Don't be selling off your bags right before we hit all the all-time highs. Maybe DCA out, right? That's what I'm doing. DCA out, a little bit of profit as we go higher and higher. I mean, if you guys have DCA'd in, why not? It's the same thing. You're just DCAing out. So be safe. Don't do anything stupid like Oscar just told you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace!